You're live, it says.
What up, guys? Welcome to the live stream. My name's Molo.
My name's TT119.
These are Tom's characters from his snowboard movie, and now snowboard book, Snowboarding's Last Stand. Let me get the cover. The Samurai and the Slingling. So this is kind of like an announcement for Tom's new book live stream, on top of talking about Pin 20 Battle for First Chair, Opening Day Dreams, snowboard movie, on top of announcing who won the gall giveaway, but also Tom's brought some stuff to give away on this stream as well. And I can turn it this way just a little bit. Overall, we're going to have an incredible live stream, and excited that Tom is here in the house.
Excited to be here.
We were gonna do this on top of Keystone, but it was like snowing, kind of nasty, and I was like, I don't know if that is the right move. So we're here, and once again, Tom's one of my good friends who has like the coolest hobbies in the world. The first one being getting first chairs on opening days specifically, or opening resorts. He just went down to Hoedown Hill, got first tube, I guess. They don't really have a chairlift, but
Magic carpet.
The first magic carpet ride, as well as, well, what opening days did you get this season?
We did so many. We started off with Arapahoe Basin. That was the first in Colorado to open, and only one of the first in the nation. So Arapahoe Basin.
Okay.
From Arapahoe Basin, went right over to Keystone.
Okay.
After Keystone, we did Copper Mountain, the first chair there. So these are all the first chairs. From Copper, went over to Loveland Resort.
Ooh.
From Loveland, went over to Powderhorn.
Did you get first chair at Powderhorn?
Got first chair at Powderhorn, which was a mission that's way over by Grand Junction, so western Colorado.
So that's far away.
Yes. Also got first chair at Ski Cooper, which is not to be confused with Copper Mountain.
Yeah, it's not
Ski
Copper.
Cooper, not too far from Leadville. And finally, ended up with Hoedown Hill most recently on January 1st of this year.
So how many is that?
So seven, just rounded out at seven. But actually, if you count that 7 for this season, great. But 6 of those were in 2023 and started out in 2024. First chair opening day, brand new resort, grand opening.
On the first, Hoedown Hill. That my vlog or that posts today, and then I need to link your vlog for that day as well. Tom's been making tons of content. I actually didn't put your YouTube channel in the description of this video. I'll get it in there. But Tom has a YouTube channel where he's been sharing all of his opening days experiences and everything like that. So you're gonna have to check out Tom's channel as well. I've been sharing a bunch of his stuff on Instagram also. One of the coolest things that Tom did, is it last year or 2 years ago? I can't. It's all merging.
Two seasons ago.
Two seasons ago. He dropped Pin 20 Battle for First Chair, Opening Day Dreams, which is a snowboard movie, sci-fi snowboard movie. And this was like, how many, 3 years in the making?
It was almost 5, but yeah, really 3 years seriously filming. Pandemic in there extended out the length of the production.
I remember like you talking about it, and I was like, a sci-fi snowboard movie? I don't even know. And like I didn't see Tom's vision. I didn't understand Tom's vision until I saw the movie, and then I was like, oh wait, this is really cool. The characters like Molo.
TT119.
He snowboards with this on. This thing is massive. Let's put TT back on. TT119. He's got incredible costumes. He goes to incredible scenes. And you have all this happening in between the riding segments that are all super rad. A bunch of locals up here in Summit County. I got to be featured as well, which was an honor, Tom. Thank you for putting me in a snowboard movie.
To be in it.
And this is incredible. This is linked in the description. You can check out the movie link down there. Last year, we gave everyone that got a sticker for a good chunk of the year one of the DVDs, which was really rad. Appreciate you donating those to people. And so, yeah, everyone like last year, if you got one of these DVDs, you're blessed. This is keep it. It's because Tom's doing a lot more. Once again, that's the book. You want to talk about the book a little bit?
I will, but the DVD, back to that, this is very limited edition. So only 1,000 of these are made. So if you have your hand on these, that's sort of collector's item.
Collector item.
Yes. But yes, what would you like to know about the book?
All right. I think let's just start with the title, the name. Maybe let's just go right into the information, and then we'll break down about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
Snowboarding's Last Stand. is the name of the title of the book. But Snowboarding's Last Stand, A Samurai, and The Slingling is the full title.
Now, this book takes place after Pin Pin 20?
Correct. So after the events of the movie, this picks up where that left off. Includes a lot of the same characters as in the film, but adds some new characters in there as well, such as a samurai that grew up in Egypt. He learned how to snowboard on sand, so sandboarding.
Sandboarding.
You got Jabal right in the middle there, where Jonathan's pointing. He's a bounty hunter, snowboarder. And you have Misty, who's a female character. She's an inventor and plays a major role in this whole storyline.
Super rad. Now the artwork is very comic book style, and it's super rad. A lot of really cool snowboard, and
so this is Molo. That's the character right there that Jonathan started out the stream as. TT-119 Spaceman. Jabal again, the bounty hunter. The samurai. And this is Misty, the female inventor again.
But it's not a comic book. I mean, it's illustrated and it's rad, but it's not comic book, but it's not a full-blown just book. What are we calling it?
So a comic book is average about 20 pages. There's things called graphic novels, which are long comic books, and they'd be a comic book page with all the text in there. This is more of an illustrated book. So it's a book with lots of chapters in there, plenty of reading, but at the end of each chapter, there's some bonus artwork like this, and extra images, and some more artwork even thrown in on top of that for the cover and very end of the book.
Super rad. So this is about the launch party, right? So one, you can pre-order the book now, right?
Please do, yes.
The link is in the description. Go ahead, pre-order the book. Tom brought a bunch of swag that we'll talk about soon for people that if they pre-order the book, they can get sunglasses, goggles, a bunch of really rad stuff like that. But we are doing a launch party.
Coming up January 18th, 2024.
Pause your screen, take a screenshot, whenever you need the deal, hold this up right here.
The launch party will be in Frisco, Colorado, and it's going to be a triple feature. So we're going to launch this book. Hopefully we'll have paperback and hardcover on hand, but B-book giveaways, we'll do extra gear giveaways. It's also Nate Dogg, the snowboarder's birthday. Nate Dogg's done a lot of first chairs with myself as well as Jonathan.
Yep.
And for you pinball players out there, the venue is a big pinball arcade, so we'll do a little pinball tournament on the side.
I actually haven't been there yet.
Okay, excited for you to check it out.
I'm excited to play the pinball, and I'll be there as well, which is going to be really exciting, unless something happens with the kiddos or something, but I'll be there. That's the plan. And so, yeah, the 18th, and come hang out with me. Book release, pinball tournament, and it's from 6 p.m. to midnight, January 18th. So you guys can go shredding and then come stop by, and is there food there? There's
food there. So there's a restaurant connected to the CO bar or Co bar. The restaurant's called Ollie's, but from the Co bar where you play pinball and where we'll have the book launch, you can order food right there. And Summit Arcade is the folks that do that. Put on my Summit Arcade hat, if that looks familiar. It's right on Frisco Main Street, so really can't miss it as soon as you turn on Frisco Main Street.
Cool.
And you walk down the stairs into CO bar and you'll find it.
You pre-order by there's a link in my description, so just go to the description of this video, and it tells it's an Amazon link. It's all on Amazon, which is really rad. Now, if you do pre-order, Tom's email is in the description, so pre-order it, send him a photo of the pre-order, and you can get some rad stuff. You want to start busting out the stuff?
Yeah, do a proof of purchase there. So order it up on Amazon and proof of purchase, email that over to me, and we will start doing some giveaways. Maybe we'll start with this one.
This one's pretty cool.
Because it's right on the table here. So this is the Bergman Express Lift.
For like the announcer, like they made a couple of those pins. It says Bergman Express 2023-2024 unlocked. It's like almost like a Epic Mix style pin. And they only had a handful of these that they gave to the first couple people in line. So I personally got first chair on the Bergman Express opening day, and which was cool. So I got one of these pins, but I put it on my pin wall because I get a pin at every ski resort. I collect pins for the ski industry, which is really cool. And then Tom got one, and he's willing to give away to you guys. How was your opening day at Bergman?
It was a blast. What an experience. We didn't have any idea how we would get up there first because it's up on top of the mountain and you have to take several lifts or hike in there. So we had this whole plan. I would come up the chairlifts with our friend Sean Oz. And obviously, if you saw Jonathan's video on that, it was a skinning mission and it worked out for Jonathan. He got there. Yeah. Props to him.
Had to race a skier.
He raced the skier. So all of these giveaways today, you could say, are priceless. Ooh. Meaning money cannot buy these. You had to earn them by getting that first chair at these resorts or being one of those first people in line at those resorts. So very special. You guys can actually win them. But yeah, starting off with that Bergman Express opening day pin.
Yeah, so no, for me personally, that opening day was really rad because there was a lot of strategy that I put in on my end, and the entire time I didn't know if I was going to get it. And in that video, if you don't mind, I'm going to mention the giveaway winners.
Oh, go for it. Now, you didn't just win the pin. If you won the pin, great, but I'm going to throw extra swag in any of those envelopes.
Yeah.
That comes along with the pin. So, but little stories around each little giveaway there.
So when I got first chair, they gave us a whole swag bag and everything, and one of those items they gave me was goggles. Now, you guys all know I'm sponsored by Kuno Optics. Where am I at? I had it over here.
I had them on my head a moment ago. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we got the Pro Model Kuno, so I don't need goggles. So when I opened my swag bag and I saw I had goggles, I was like, I don't need these. I'm going to give them to someone that does need them. But I always hate picking the winner for things. So I was like, drop a comment on the Bergman video, I'm going to pick a winner. So I always hate it, so I had my wife pick a winner, and she found 3 comments that she really enjoyed and thought these people deserved goggles. So the first one, actually I'm gonna go for the person that won the Oakleys. I'm gonna go with Mount Bacon 8195 said, hey, I love going snowboarding. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I have 5 siblings, which means it is so we don't have the nicest gear for snowboarding, just some cheap goggles that you can see out of because of the fog and all of the time. So it would mean the world to me so much to get those goggles, and it would make me going snowboarding a lot more fun. Also, your videos help me out so much. Thank you. So Mount Bacon, you know, I was gonna give you these pink ones. Sounds like you need better than the Oakleys. I got you a pair of Kuno cylindricals that you won, man. I'm gonna send you this way. I threw in 2 pairs of Kunos for this giveaway because I was like, you know what? My wife couldn't pick one of, she picked 3 comments, she couldn't pick them, and I was like, you know, all 3 of these people deserve goggles. I got goggles to give away. So Mount Bacon, I will be commenting back on your post about how to get your goggles, as well as we have, that one hit the heart because I have 8 brothers and sisters. I grew up in a big family, so I understand that, like, not having the nicest gear because there's so many siblings. Then we have Ian Paris 1613 says, hey Jonathan, this is my entry to the goggle giveaway, my mostly sob story. I've been subscribed for the account for a few years now, and since I started snowboarding, since then I've learned a lot, especially from your videos. I've always wanted to go further places like Keystone because I'm from Massachusetts and I don't have those opportunities. I've been to some super cool places like Stratton, Suicide 6, but never expanded the experience things like powder. We gotta get you on some POW. Anyway, snowboarding in the ice and rough conditions, especially this year, with my previous comments said with the bare rocks that my goggles I paid around $80 for already been scratched and not for poor use. Just the beginning, I fell a lot with places with ices and rocks while skiing and snowboarding. Less snowboarding, or brackets, less snowboarding. Our rich kids support. It can still be expanded and can be hard to get new gear and stuff. That's my sob story. I'm pretty lame and little dramatic, and I know the chance of winning the goggles are low, but fingers crossed. Well, they were high. You won the goggles. Or I guess they were low, but hey, you got the Oakleys. They're coming your way.
So that's awesome.
That is Ian Paris. And then the last winner of another pair of Kunos, right here, boom, is Lucanson 4997. Hey Jonathan, just wanted to say that I love your videos. Keeps me motivated through tough times in my life because right now my grandma is in the hospital and she has cancer. So these videos put a smile on my face even during the hard times. So keep up the good work. I love you, man. Well, I hope goggles also put a smile on your face, man.
I was trying to model them for you.
Okay.
Yeah, with the Molo hand.
Bottom. I was gonna have Molo hold them.
Oh yeah, Molo can hold them.
Molo's rocking the goggles. I'm really sorry about your grandma. Obviously, we know stuff like that is really hard and tough. So we have a pair of goggles coming your way, some Kuno optics, and a random pair of Oakleys that Keystone gave me. So congrats to those winners. Once again, I will be sending you guys messages on those comments. Thank you to everyone that entered that giveaway. If you've not seen the Bergman video, I think it's one of the best ones we've made so far this season. So definitely go check it out. We do have another rad video dropping today as well, because this is a bonus live stream to celebrate Tom and
extra ball live stream is what we call that in the pinball world.
Yeah, extra.
You earn extra.
Extra. I just wanted to say, like with Tom, I'm so proud of this guy. Like this isn't his first book he has written. I promoted mentioned his other book that he's done in the past, as well as the snowboard movie. And then to write, it's like 150 pages. It's over 150 pages
with the illustrations. Yes.
That's not easy to write a book that big. And this dude has his own business. He works his butt off. Like he's a legit guy that still gets on the mountain, still gets first chairs. So I'm really proud of you, Tom. And that's why I love also promoting all this stuff for you and helping you out, because I think what you're doing is rad. And not many people have a dream and actually go after it and actually pursue the stuff that they're interested in. And you loved making snowboard movies. Listen, Pimpin' 20 is because have you made 20 pinball movies or Pin movies?
I have, not all under the Pin banner, but yes, well over 20 snowboard films in my career. But yeah, thank you for all the kind words.
Tom's been doing this for a long time, so I'm really excited about the book. So let's jump into the next item that he won at a first chair for being first, and he's going to give them away. I think these are also Oakleys.
Okay, so these are Oakleys, and these are glasses. Flip that around. Anyway, you cannot just go out and buy these specific Oakleys. You had to spend multiple days in line for first gondola at Keystone for the 2023-2024 season.
Oh,
so right there.
Speed shades.
Yep, you're going to go extra fast if you wear these. Give you extra boost on those jumps.
Can I see real quick? Yeah. These are the ones with the fancy nose. Kuno does make sunglasses, by the way, guys.
It's like the encoders. That's some stats on them right there.
So once again, if you want it to be entered to win these, you got to pre-order the book, proof of purchase, email Tom, which is the email is in the description, and send Tom an email with the proof of purchase, and you're entered with the chance of getting these. So this was this year. Keystone.
This year, yeah. So head on over to Amazon, grab the ebook or the audio version. Either one is fine. Just send that receipt or that proof of purchase. So you had to go from Arapahoe Basin, did a few runs there, got first in line, straight over to Keystone to get in line because it was only a few days apart.
Yeah.
But multiple days, that's how we earned those Oakleys, and they can be yours by watching the live stream here.
Now, on the note of the audiobook, you had somebody read it that did character voice impressions, and it's really rad.
Thank you. Yeah, I know it is best if you can narrate the book yourself. If you are the author and you can read it, it's not a skill that I possess to do it well. And this guy makes his own sound effects and does all the different voices of the characters. So
yeah,
very cool. He was really excited to be a part of that. He was just a fan of the film he saw on Jonathan's channel. That was the Battle for First Chair. He watched this, got inspired, and wanted to do next Pin projects with those characters.
Yeah, and it was really rad, and like the sound effects, like once again, it just adds to the whole experience. So if you like to read a book, but you also like to listen to audiobooks, it could be fun to read it and audiobook. So get both. But I personally did the audiobook because I've been busy with the ski season, and I really enjoyed hearing Ollie's voice and Molos and Jabals, and they're all different. It's all unique. It's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so Keystone. After Keystone went over to Copper Mountain.
He's got. It was good. We have 7 prizes technically, right?
I don't know how many we have. We have a lot.
We have a lot of prizes.
That. So Copper Mountain, they opened with a really full hike park at Woodward up top. But if you stood in line and got first chair at Copper Mountain this season, they did giveaways. And so this giveaway was this fanny pack here with a little koozie. Yeah. Inside the fanny pack, there were some gift certificates that were only good that day at the restaurants up there. So I didn't even know that till I got back home. But also some socks. Ooh. So these are snowboard socks that came inside the fanny pack. Once again, can't just go out and get this. You have to earn those by being in line for hours early. Now, Copper, it wasn't multiple days in line. Got there about 4 a.m. It was really nice to be under the stars and hang out there, but that was an easy opening. Only a few hours in line.
Would you say Icon pass hurdles don't go as hard? Or why would it be easier than Keystone or A-Basin?
I think Icon, people charge it for sure. But I think it was a little bit easier just because it wasn't the very first of the resorts to open this season. It wasn't maybe as such a big deal.
Bragging rights.
Yeah. Where A-Basin, whatever it is, the very, very first, that's going to be the big show.
The hardest one to get to.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the hardest parts is guessing which one's going to be first. I know I personally went out and filmed a whole video on how is people's snow looking. A-Basin has the advantage of higher elevation, shorter run, but Keystone has the advantage of a way better snowmaking system and a larger pool of water to pull from to make snow. But they do open 2.5 miles when they open up at Keystone. So
exactly, and Loveland is just on the other side of the Continental Divide as A-Basin. So sometimes if the weather patterns come in just right, Loveland can actually be the winner and has won that race to open a few years. So we really do not know which resort's going to open. And a lot of times the resorts, they don't even know. The CEOs, they'll have to look at, okay, how does the snow look this year? They want to provide that quality product when they do open. So sometimes they might not even know till the day or two before. I really wish we had insider knowledge of, hey, we're going to open on this date, and we could plan our whole busy schedules around that, but just not the case. We got to be up there, ready to go when they make that big announcement.
All right, so that was Copper. Now we're moving to Loveland.
What else we got? Sure, we got. They didn't give really giveaways at Loveland, but in addition to Copper, we'll do some Summit Daily News, Copper Mountain, autograph pieces here with the article there. We have
Lil D.
We have Damon in this one. This was from Loveland. Talks about Johnathan in the article, but it is a picture of Damon in that one. We have... Which one we're going to go for? Oh, yeah, Loveland. So there wasn't any actual giveaways at Loveland other than just the experience of the joy of seeing everybody stoked to be at Loveland once again. After Loveland opened, actually went down to Mary Jane, which is part of Winter Park.
Oh, the Mary Jane opening.
And it was a failure. Did not get first chair at Mary Jane. But I missed it by only about 15 minutes, and I was early enough in line to get second, third chair. And so they gave out these stickers, Venture Out stickers. So the little autographed.
There we go.
Mary Jane. There's the date for that year. So once again, if you win this sticker, I'll send us some extra swag things in there, such as the movie or some stickers, etc.
Definitely. Once again, to enter any of these giveaways, pre-order Tom's book. It's linked in the description, and then email him a proof of purchase, and then Tom's going to be picking winners. It might be first come, first serve. It could be random. It all depends on how many people execute that, and then we'll play it by ear. But you'll be obviously getting emailed back if you enter for the Oakleys or the fanny pack or all that stuff.
The plan was to go first comes, first serve, so as soon as you can get that in there and do it, the better chances you'll have.
Definitely.
But that is still the plan for the giveaways here.
Awesome.
What else we got? So I was in Arizona for Thanksgiving. My mom snowbirds back and forth, goes to Arizona. while I was in Arizona for Thanksgiving, Powderhorn made an announcement we're going to open the day after Thanksgiving, which they often do, but they often cannot do that. It's usually mid-December by the time they open. So booked a plane ticket home and got up there for first chair at Winter. That's Powderhorn. So this is opening day Powderhorn. Sunglasses. If you got first chair or even the first few in line, you got some custom Powderhorn sunglasses. It's a little Powderhorn logo right there.
If you guys haven't been to Powderhorn, it's one of Colorado's like extremely west ski resorts that it's almost like you go over the mountains and you kind of get like as you're coming out of the Rockies, you run into Powderhorn, and small resort, three lifts, but a lot of acreage.
It's really fun. Yeah.
Really fun mountain. If you could catch it on a good snow day, you can have an incredible day at Powderhorn.
It's out in the desert, and so really different terrain. And as you're up on the mountain, different types of views. The sunglasses say opening day winter 2023-2024 season.
That's really cool. I didn't even see that they said that. Yeah, opening day.
So custom for that day. But yeah, Powderhorn's great. I've been there on powder days, and I didn't get up to the mountain until 3 or 4 in the afternoon when they're just about to close. Still got fresh lines. You might be there on the powder day. There might be 50 other people, maybe 100 other people on some of the biggest powder days. So definitely worth checking out, making the trip over there.
It's one of those mom and pop owned ski resorts. It's really nice to like get away from the corporate world. Powderhorn is one of those resorts to go to.
Okay, I guess we're rewinding because we have more swag from Keystone. Once again, if you were first in line or close to first gondola at Keystone, you got this pair of sunglasses that say Keystone on them. There's a theme here with all this eyewear, I think.
Yeah,
it must be a popular thing to give away at the resorts.
Give away eyewear at the resorts. So
maybe there's deals on eyewear out there for the resorts.
I like the blue too. It's like
it was pretty cool.
Like see-through.
Transparent.
Pretty rad. Is that all the big items, or?
Those are the big items. We do have some stickers. So we'll throw in some stickers with some of that gear.
Some radness. So yeah, once again, to enter, pre-order Tom's book, Snowboard's Last Stand, The Samurai and the Slingling, sci-fi snowboard book. It's a graphic novel is what we call it, right?
It's tough to, I would say an illustrated book, maybe is the technical term. I'd never dreamed of being an author, so I don't know all these technical terms. You're learning along with me here.
Yeah,
but it's a book with illustrations.
With really rad illustrations in it that just carries on the story of the characters from Pimpin' 20, and it's snowboard based, and it's really rad. It's all sci-fi. And what are your thoughts for the next movie? Is the next movie going to be Snowboarding's Last Stand, but movierized, or is it going to be something different?
So the idea for this movie, so started working on Pimpin' 21, which would be the follow-up to this Battle for First Chair Opening Day Dreams, which you can see the full video on Johnathan's channel. The whole movie's up there for you to check out. So wanted to do a next version, a next sequel maybe to that film, and needed a good storyline to go along with it. So worked on the storyline. That took long enough to create. I said, hey, this could be its own book on itself. So really it's just put this book out there. If you guys are stoked on it, you really like that content, then we'll keep shooting film that goes along with that storyline of the book, but it'll be more of a live action. Of course, the film is always a little bit different from the book, but that's one of the ideas. If people want different changes or something you want to see different in the book, then we can go along with that and make the film accordingly there. But that's the idea there.
Awesome. And then Pimpin' 22, I guess, would it have a skier that's trying to take first chair from the snowboarders? That could be a good twist.
Yes, there has been plenty of skiers that do try to get first chairs from us snowboarders, mostly over the last 31 years. So this is our 31st season in a row, my friends and I have gotten first chair on opening days. Jonathan's been a part of those. He got first chair with us at Loveland one season, and Eldora on their opening day.
And Keystone a couple times.
Yep, Keystone on that first gondola. So Jonathan kind of knows what the whole experience is about. But if you've never done that, I think it's well worth your time to give it a try. It doesn't have to be opening day. You can go for first chair. Just get up out there extra early.
Nice.
Powder day, just some day that you have off, and you can get up there on the slopes. Try to get there in line, be that first person on the lift, and you have a wide open run in front of you. It's quite the experience.
I mean, for me personally with the Bergman one, that was nice because I was like, this might be the only chance to get powder since we had such a snowless season, and that run was really nice. And then when you get first chair, that usually means you get a pretty quick second chair, and then like the chance to just getting fresh laps on a powder day is increased, which is really nice.
Bergman Express, we definitely had at least 2 good powder runs there.
Yeah.
And actually, it was very strange. A Basin, they were the very first to open, but it was a powder day on opening day at Arapahoe Basin.
Oh, yeah.
It snowed about a foot on us when we were in line. So that was one of the challenges of that opening day because it was almost like a spring snow, heavy and wet, and we just got soaked. So lots of outfit changes is what it took to be out there and in line for all those hours.
Spare gear.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Catch up with some chats.
Yeah, we can catch up on chats just to kind of quickly pull it all back together. So if you want to check out Pimpin' 20, it's linked in the description. If you want to come to the book release party, January 18th, 6 p.m. to midnight in Frisco. I'm going to kind of put this right here at the CO Bar. Pinball event as well on top of Nate Dogg's birthday. And then if you want to pre-order the book, you get a chance to enter all the giveaways, which is linked in the description. You pre-order it, whether it's the audiobook, which is voiced over really incredible, or just the book itself. The pre-order is not for the hardcover book; it's for the like the Kindle, like the digital book.
Ebook.
The ebook. Okay, yeah. The ebook. If you pre-order the ebook, then send Tom his email's in the description. Send him proof of purchase, and you get entered into the giveaways for the Oakleys or the other opening day priceless items because you had to be at opening days to get them. So that concludes all of that. Is there anything you need to say, Tom?
So we have my email snowboardpinball@gmail.com. Advantage of the ebook is you will get all the illustrations. So you'll get all the text, you'll get all these artwork pieces. The audio, of course, we can't have the artwork in the audio, but you'll get the bonus of the custom sound effects that Vince List made for that, as well as all the voices of the characters to really kind of immerse you in the story there. As they say, the book can always be better than the movie anyway, so get this book out there, and the movie to follow is the plan. Here's some of the characters. This guy is the astronaut character, TT-119. This is Red Ice. And both of those characters are in the film, but they're also in this book.
Yes. And then feel free to ask any questions for Tom while we're here. I think we have like 40 people. We've had people jumping in, jumping out. If you have any questions for Tom about the book, about his movies, anything, and just feel free to ask him. We're going to jump into chat and start answering some questions real quick.
How about Jonathan snowboarding, you guys? I've seen him progress, evolve since season 1.
This is
and
true.
Just blowing my mind. I've done a lot of coaching over the years, and you'll see some kids, they'll get up there, and then they'll just plateau and just stay there. But gosh, he might hit some plateaus, but gosh, he's just improving so quickly. I'm very impressed.
Yeah. Well, the moment I was able to hire a filmer and get more runs, because when I first started the channel, it was like, hey, I'll film you, then you film me, then I'll film you, then you film me. So the first 4 years or 3 years of the channel, actually first 5 years of the channel, I got half runs every day. So I was riding every day, but I was only riding technically half a day every day. So once I hired Cody, and it's really allowed me to hyper focus my riding and helped me improve, period. But one thing I like too about my improvement is it's not just park focused. It's a lot of it's big mountain, a lot of it is mountain oriented as well. Powder riding and things like that. I like to to be good at every aspect of snowboarding, not just one avenue. So I just think all of it's fun.
Video review as a snowboard coach is huge. So if you can watch yourself and get some instruction as you're doing that, I think that's one of the best ways to learn. And Johnathan does do that at his camps, at least the summer camps.
Yeah, my summer camp. So summer camp is linked. All my links that I normally have, guys, are in the description. If you want to come to summer camp where I can coach you on intro to park, intro to jumps, butters, ollies, 360s. It's in Hood. It's in June. I think the dates are on the website. But it's 5 days of shredding in June. It's the first 2 weeks of June normally. Tom's come to my summer camp, which was super fun. And yeah, we'll videotape you guys. We make vlogs, but we also we'll do video review. We break down your riding. It's all about helping you guys improve and get better at snowboarding, as well as having the most insane week-long trip of all time. Every camp is so fun and so special, and I absolutely love them. So yeah, summer camp is linked in the description.
Speaking of summer camp, gosh, I went last year, learned so much from Johnathan. Now, as you may recall from earlier in the live stream, for 31 years, my friends and I have been getting first chair at opening days. So I've been snowboarding for at least 31 years. I've been snowboarding for 40 years, you guys.
40 years.
I've done snowboard coaching. But I went last summer to Jonathan's Mount Hood Snowboard Camp, and I learned so much from Johnathan. So whatever level, whatever background you are, maybe you're a beginner, never ever, maybe you have 40 plus years of experience. Johnathan knows a lot about snowboarding, but a lot of other things as well in his snowboarding world.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where even if somebody has been, there's been coaches for snowboarding and there's the ways to do it, but then there's my way that I do it, and so Tom's been doing it for 4 years, but I've gotten to a certain level, and the way I think about a rail or how I'm going to approach a rail or how I'm going to hit a rail is unique to me and how I express on my thought process of hitting that. And that's going to be different for every single person. So to hear that you learned a lot from my camp, one, is awesome, because that's one, a camp testimony, but two, I know how much you have been snowboarding and coaching and helping people. So it's rad to get that feedback that I taught you some stuff.
Appreciate it. I mean, it's well worth, very, very worth the time and the funds to get out there and do the camp.
And you don't have, it's an adult camp, but you don't have to be a young adult to go to camp either. It's super fun for all ages. We've had 40s, 50-year-olds come to our camps. 30s is a great age. 20-year-olds still come. And the nice thing is we take 10 people each week too. So it's a large group, but it's not in a massive group. So everyone bonds and vibes and hangs out in the hot tubs after and all kinds of rad stuff. So summer camp is super rad. I appreciate you helping me plug that.
Of course. I will get all of these prizes out as soon as humanly possible, but I am out of town next week for a work conference. And so get these in soon, and I will get them out to you hopefully in the next couple days in the mail.
Definitely. And like I said, I've listened to the audiobook, guys. The book is incredible. It's super fun. And especially if you enjoy sci-fi, but you also enjoy snowboarding, it's a mash of the two.
And like you said, if you want to go for your goals, if you've ever wanted to write a book, even if you haven't, maybe you've thought about doing that, just the whole process from start to finish is quite an experience. So congrats to you if you've gone through that or you've had that idea. Hopefully this will inspire you to get out there and finish your book, because I know you all have awesome stories to tell.
I say congrats to you.
I appreciate it
for finishing a book of 2 books that I've been able to see you've complete. And I think one day I'd like to write a book. I've been getting really into reading books and stuff lately, but I also want to drop a documentary one year, like a high-level documentary on the channel. I think it'd be really fun.
I would watch the Johnathan Buckhouse documentary, and I would read the book, whatever Johnathan comes up with here.
Whatever book.
Whatever those may be.
I'll be reaching out to you for some advice on how to finish a book.
Glad to help.
All right, Dougie said, how old are you, Tom? I'm 50.
I just turned 47 years old. Old man Miller over here. December 12 is my birthday.
You grew up in Summit County.
I did. I was born and raised in Silverthorne, Colorado. I moved to Breckenridge for about 10 years. I went to Grand Junction and Durango to go to school, but Colorado, Summit County has been my home.
That's awesome.
Yep. Lived in Oregon in some summers for snowboard camps.
I've lived in Summit County for 15 years. I feel like I've been up here for a long time, but you crushed that.
Johnathan's about sophomore level. He's getting there. He's almost local after 15 years.
There's a very, very, very few amount of people that still ride on the mountains that have been riding here since I've shown up.
And that live here year round.
Yeah.
You'll get, it's just a popular place to live. So you'll get people that'll come in here and they'll be here for a few weeks, just moved to town, and I'm a local, and okay, you've been there for a couple of years, but you've been here for 15 years or your whole life, like myself.
And summers. You gotta be here for summers.
Year round. You don't have to stay here all summer. You can go to Mountain Hood Snowboard Camp.
Yeah,
but do some summer riding.
It is fun. The here in the lifties or the ski resort employees that have been here for 2 years talk like they own Lake Dillon or something. Like none of us own that lake.
It's no joke to live here. It's tough. It's a resort town, and so if you can put it a year in, just a season.
Yeah, just a season.
Props to you.
It chews people up and spits them out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
How?
Find a good question there, and I'll see if I can.
Anyone that's asking about the giveaway, I announced the winners of the winner of the Keystone goggle giveaway earlier in the chat or in the stream. You'll have to dig through it and find it. I'm not going to go through those comments again, but the winners I will also be commenting back to you on that Keystone video. So I don't know how the conditions are at Breck right now. I haven't been to Breck in a minute. I try around Christmas time in Breckenridge is kind of a nightmare. You gotta stay away, but we'll get back. Usually end of January, February, Breck gets really good. Also, there's no train park there right now, or like a good one. Vail Resorts is lacking. Even with Keystone, they like made a whole post about how much they're toning down the park and things. So, the lack of parks are just pushing us to go ride other places. I went to Steamboat yesterday. Steamboat's got great conditions.
Oh, how was that? Any powder over there?
We didn't find any powder. We found surface hoar, which if you've taken an avalanche class is kind of concerning. It's when like a really cold breeze comes in and like it creates these like fingers on top of the snow and they stand up like this and you like can brush your hands on it. But the reason why it's concerning is if a bunch of snow falls on top of it, it creates a very, very, very weak layer. So then as a skier or snowboarder, if you ride over the surface hoar that was buried under a foot of snow, that layer is going to break and then cause an avalanche. So we found that, which was really unique to just see. I've never seen it up in the mountains. And then they had enough snow in the trees that we rode trees all day. So that was really exciting because we haven't gotten off groomers all year, other than Bergman Bowl, technically. But yeah, we've been on groomers. So to get into the trees, make some turns, ride some aspens, even though there's a little crunchy in there, still fun.
Well, have you done some backcountry missions? I saw some
guess,
skinning missions, a little bit of powder. In search of powder.
In search of powder. That was yesterday's video. Yeah, we went to Vail Pass, and Vail Pass is doing okay for snow. Not great for taking the snowmobile out, but great for taking the skins out. And then we have gone to Rabbit Ears Pass and gone snowmobiling, but we didn't make a video. We just took out the sleds. And snowmobiling is one of the hardest things on the planet, so that takes a lot of time and to just learn how to move that machine in the snow. So we went out and just practiced the other day. But the lack of snow has been challenging for sure. Well, it delayed all the opening days. So I missed the Basin and Keystone opening day because I was spending Halloween with my sister and the kiddos. We do that every year. And they opened up on Halloween Day.
Keystone was Halloween Day.
Yeah, Halloween Day. So we missed that, but Cody held it down for us. Cody's the man. And Nate Dogg
was there.
Helped out. So
yeah, Nate Dogg and Nate the Lifty were at Keystone.
And Nate the Lifty.
Both Nates.
We have Nate Dogg 4G and Nate Dogg 5G.
That's it. So as Johnathan looks at those, as I was digging in the giveaway bag, found more things to give away. Maybe we've talked about these, but this was actually not from a first chair and opening day, but Loveland did a little holiday Christmas rail jam. And so I got these at the Rail Jam. Once again, you can't just go out and buy these. You got to win them at the Rail Jam. But these are the gloves that you can wear to keep your hands warm, obviously, but type on your phone at the same time. It has this little logo right here, the touch logo. Anyway, wear these. I usually wear these underneath my mittens so I can still type on the phone and keep my hands warm. And finally, we have a powder doing our powder dance over here. Powder blue t-shirt, the pin characters. Sarah Watson is my friend, the artist that did these characters. Once again, TT119 is the astronaut, and Red Ice is this character. So it's a big logo on the back, the big characters on the back, and the little guys on the front. So we got the t-shirt, we got the gloves, we got the Keystone sunglasses. Keystone also gave away those Oakleys. We have Powderhorn. They did their custom sunglasses. The Copper Mountain did the fanny pack and the socks in there. So we're gonna get those. If I have any of the copies of the movie left, I'll hook you guys up with those. I'll try to throw some extra swag in, such as the stickers. Try to hook you guys up. Mary Jane gave out the stickers, and of course that was a really special day. I mean, how often does a resort put in a brand new lift to brand new terrain? So that Bergman Express, that was a fun video with Jonathan. I saw someone in the chat said they were 50, so way behind in the chats here, but we will get there. I would love to be 80 years old, 90 years old. I see people out on the slopes that are that age.
Still shredding. Me and Cody talk about it every time we're skinning, especially like, not today's video, but tomorrow's video, it should be us skinning up Keystone, talking about how to ride Keystone for free. And here we are skinning up Keystone, me and Cody, these young 30-year-old dudes, and these like 70-year-old women come out at left field and smoke us up the mountain. And it's like, dude, Colorado old people are built different. And so, yeah, I personally want to be 80, still throwing 360s on park jumps if their parks still even exist at that time.
So because of my age, and perhaps if you're younger than 47 years old watching this, my advice would be try to stay healthy. Don't get into the party scene too much. I'm a non-smoker, non-drinker, keep it sober, and try to eat healthy as well. I could run on Mountain Dew all day and pizza when I was Jonathan's age or younger, but not a good idea. If I had to go back and do it again, that would be some advice to you.
Yeah,
you youngins.
Say I'm not a partier or a heavy drinker at all, and then it's the pizza is my hardest. I really like pizza, but yeah, I've been trying to eat healthier and getting into fitness and health and longevity, and then doing things like split boarding and taking the vitamins like glucosamine and all the joint stuff. But a good friend of ours, Chad O, has a saying that I love is motion is the lotion. You got to just keep your body moving. Like once you stop moving and working, it's going to be so much harder to get back into it. So just don't stop.
Chad Armstrong is in this movie as well. He's done a lot of first chairs. He was there at A Basin with us.
I've done a Keystone first chair with Chad as well.
And he did a first that I have seen on opening day. So A Basin, it was like Jonathan said, a late start. It was just summer. It was like a switch was flipped, and then it was winter. So nothing, and then over a foot of powder. So Chad was planning to do first chair with us, but we said when we were trying to scope things out, try to guess which place was open. Gosh, Chad, I think it's probably going to be another week. There's just summer here, nothing's coming in. So he had all his gear way down towards Powderhorn Mountain. And he was barely going to make A Basin when the announcement came down, but he rallied up there and still made it in time. And he did a cold plunge, he calls it.
Got in the river.
Got in the river. There's a little stream right up at A Basin, and it was dumping snow. Like I said, we were freezing, we were wet. So Chad gets out there, just trying to be healthy, did a cold plunge. Over a minute in the little stream right at the base.
I saw that video, and I was like,
man.
oh.
Yeah, it's chilly.
Oh, the cold plunge.
But you can do it in the cold shower. You can try that out if you don't have a river or a stream to jump in.
I got to look at a split board in person today. Thought it was super neat. Even though I ski, it's cool to see the technical side of the board hardware. Yeah, it's crazy to take a snowboard that you pull it apart and it becomes skis. Now, split boarding, you can still do it with skiing. It's actually way easier. It's called skinning. I guess they call it skinning, where you put the skins on the bottom of your skis. You have custom bindings that let your foot kind of lift up, almost like tele skis, and then you can walk up the mountain, and then you just rip it off, and you're ready to ski. Split boarding, once you get to the top of the mountain, you got to put your snowboard back together. But yeah, it's really cool hardware. you only can really feel the imperfections of a board that's split in half, I feel like, on a hard packed groomer. When you're riding a split board in the powder, it just feels great. And that was like my other, like, well, I'm so stoked that I beat that skier to Bergman, was like, I was on a split board that I don't normally ride on groomer.
And you do have to race to the Bergman lift.
Yeah.
There's not an easy way in there. It's not at the base of the mountain where you can hang out and stand in line.
I say I was able to fully beat him because I strapped in on the lift. Someone was like really mad about that, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
There's some endurance. So a lot of people will say, oh, just waiting in line, standing there for first chair, that's not athletic, that's not cool. But it does take endurance, it does take mental strength. But when you go for something like Bergman, you do have to be in shape. Split boarding up the mountain to do that.
3 mile skin to the base of, it's a 3 mile skin, and then I actually busted a sweat, which was kind of a disaster because we showed up 40 minutes before the Santiago chairlift opened up, but thankfully the bathroom was open. So I went in and I took off my base layer and I dried it under the hand dryer because I sweated too much. So if I was to stand out there with my shirt all wet and stuff, and my armpits, I would have froze. So I went and dried off my shirt. Still got first chair on Santiago. As I was going up, before they opened the lift, all the people from the front side started coming down and the skiers got behind us. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to race a skier. So when we got on the lift, I strapped in early, and then we had a couple plans. We were talking about maybe Nate falling down and stopping the chairlift was one of our plans, but we didn't want to cheat. I feel like that was kind of cheaty. So the plan was I'll strap in, and Kenny was gonna push me because the way we thought about it, we didn't know it was a 6 chair, we knew it was a 4 chair, but the way we thought about it was as long as one person from our group got to the lift first, then our group was first chair. Is kind of where our heads were at, and the fact that our whole group was able to get on first chair was one rad because it was a 6 chair. But the fact that I got to the lift before the skier means that our group was the first to the Bergman, and so the team effort. So Kenny was going to give me a push, but I pushed off that chairlift really good and actually was able to pump. And Kenny couldn't even catch up to me to give me a push. I was already cooking it. And then there was a point where this is where strategy comes into play too. Is like I didn't know exactly where the turn was, but I knew it was a right-hand turn. I think that skier didn't really know how to get to the lift. I think he was kind of following my lead. And so I waited a second and I took hard right to go to the lift. And that's the moment where I got like 10 feet in front of him. And then I think he just gave up after that. He's like, oh, Buckhouse got me.
I was racing to that chair right at that split what Johnathan was talking about. There was a skier that ate it over in the powder. They tried to get a couple of powder turns in the way. They paid the price.
Yeah. So I almost ate it on that turn too, though, because it went like the groom was weird. It was like the run that's been open for a while to this new cat track that they made, and it dropped like 2 feet. And like I also ate it on my first run because there was that cat track at the bottom of the bowl that's never been there before, and I didn't know it was coming. I was going like 20, and I was heel sliding, and I fell like 8 feet to my butt. My back still like was killing me.
I saw that on the vid. That was sketchy. But anyway, so the Bergman is up here, and so Johnathan skins around, gets to Santiago lift, and that's when he came up and raced those skiers. So Sean Oz and I came from the other side, from the Keystone Mountain. We came up the Summit Express, the gondola side. Then we had to race skiers down Montezuma to Santiago to get up there.
Yeah.
And so I blew it. The skiers did beat me coming down. Mozart was sketchy that day.
Mozart's super sketchy right now.
Skiers were passing me right and left. Now I caught up to a little bit by the time we got to the Santiago lift because they were waiting, but it was a true race.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be an athletic thing is the whole point of that, to have your skills to race those skiers, or just skinning up. So I did not do the Lenaway lift. So A Basin opened a brand new quad. It was in the same place as their old Lenaway lift, but the boys held it down and got up there.
So that was our other strategy was for Lenaway. We're like, we got to get first chair on Lenaway. And so, yeah, we skinned up to the top. We did that one super early. We did it like 4 a.m. We started that one. That was when we showed up. I think it was -10 that day. And we showed up like 2-3 hours before the lift opened. And at the top of the Lenaway lift, the wind chill was -40 degrees. It was one of the coldest days I've ever been on the mountain. So when we got to the Lenaway, thankfully I didn't bust a sweat that day, but we had to stay warm while we were standing and holding our spots on first chair. And my biggest highlight of that day, and my thought with the Bergman Open as well, is everyone has their strategy. They think they're doing it, and then when you do your strategy and you end up being the first, like we had a bunch of people that also skinned up, but they did it like 2 hours after we did for Lenaway, and they showed up and their faces of like, oh, they did it better. Is always so good. Now, I didn't mention it in the video, but on the Bergman day, people skinned directly to Bergman and got kicked off the mountain because they broke the rules. There are some rules for these opening days, and you're not allowed to uphill closed runs. It's not allowed at Keystone, and so the only way to get to Bergman, if you skinned it in the morning, you'd have to go on closed runs to get there. So people did, and they got kicked off the mountain because they went on closed terrain. So the day before or 2 days before, I talked to a ski patrol. I was like, what can I do? Can I skin to Santiago, or can I skin to Bergman? And they told me what to do, and I didn't break any rules. And so one of those guys did send me a message, was like, congrats on first chair. Technically I was first because I got there, and I was like, no, you broke the rules. You got to follow the rules. Bob, thanks for that $2 donation, by the way. I appreciate the $2 super chat.
So yeah, it's the thing, a lot of strategy involved. And back to the sweat thing, as the saying goes in the backcountry, if you sweat, you can die. Because you get so sweaty, and then you might be sitting around having to wait for the conditions to right, or in this case, the chair to open. But then you get really, really cold. So there's a whole strategy there.
Multiple layers, being able to take off the wet layer as well. So like 2 different types of base layers, all kinds of stuff like that. Knowing how intense of the day you're going to have. If you're going miles and miles deep into the backcountry, because it's not just avalanches you have to worry about. It is like your gear can just fail, your sled could die, like multiple things.
I see Slush Badger in there. Slush Badger was
Cody
on that mission to the Lenaway lift when they opened. Skinned right up there, and
we had
got that experience with Johnathan.
Cody, Nate, and Damon, all a part of that.
The coldest first chair I ever remember was at Arapahoe Basin. It was about 10 below 0 Fahrenheit, but it was really, really windy. So the report said 90 below with wind chill. There's a little lift shack where the lift spins around and takes off. All night we would just circle around that lift shack trying to get some relief from the wind. That was brutal. It was just so ugly, total blizzard, freezing cold. And then by opening, sky opened up. It was nice and sunny. So if you just watch some of those videos, you would have no idea. It looks like a nice sunny opening day, but it was a brutal night.
Brutal night, yeah. The wind is so much colder or it makes things so much colder. But we've been live for about an hour, so I think we got to wrap this up.
Wrap it up.
Once again, guys, Tom's coming out with a new book, and we just wanted to celebrate that. Snowboarding's Last Stand. It is linked in the description for the ebook or the audiobook. If you pre-order that, that's the link right there. You can get entered into winning a bunch of awesome giveaways that Tom broke down earlier in the chat. So pre-order it, send him a proof of purchase to snowboardingpinball@gmail.com. It's linked in the description. Check out Pinpin20, linked in the description. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Yeah, John says he loves the shirt. I'm trying to do some live chat here. The last 3 minutes here.
Throw Molo on and
throw Molo.
Thank you guys for watching the live stream. Tom.
Baron says he rocks the t-shirt in there.
Yeah. Tom's snowboard characters.
Someone sounds like the Midwest. Jen, Dougie, and Tristan. Yeah, check them out. Hope you guys enjoy.
Thank you guys for jumping on the stream. And then in 15 minutes, today's video will go live. Because this was a bonus live stream, just like a bonus ball and pinball.
Extra ball live stream.
Heck yeah. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for supporting the dreams.
See you guys soon.